How's it going, YouTube? Figured I'd make another update video on the Mustang. I've been working on it a little bit here and there, trying to fix some of the small issues it's got. The cruise control didn't work when I got it. At least on the drive home it wouldn't work. So I checked that number. There's like a number 6 fuse, I think it is, underneath the dash. That because the clock didn't work, the cruise control didn't work, the horn didn't work. So like, I think that fuse controls a lot of that stuff. But like the door chime and stuff still worked. So I kind of didn't think that it was that. Well, I checked it. It wasn't that fuse. But in this fuse panel here, there was I don't even remember. I don't remember what it even said it controlled, but this fuse right here, I don't even think it's probably supposed to be a 40 amp fuse. I think it's like a 30. Maybe it was a 40. I don't even remember. It was blown. So I replaced it. And as soon as I replaced it, the cruise control started working again. Horn still doesn't work. Clock still doesn't work. I ordered another clock on eBay, just like a used one, and that one also doesn't work. So then I tested power at the plug, and it's getting 12 volts to the plug, so I don't really know why it's not working, but I don't really care at this point. I'm just going to put a different radio in it, and the radio will have a clock on it, so who cares. But I rehung the rear view mirror. That was pretty easy. What else? This mirror right here used to fall out all the time, but it was because this door was, like the pins are worn out in it or something. Well, I ordered pins, and then I realized how big of a pain it was to change these pins in these doors. You literally cannot get to them at all. So I just, for now, kind of cheated. Just kind of a temporary fix for a while. Just on this bottom hinge here, I just pulled the 2 bolts out and I stuck 2 washers in between the door and the hinge on both bolts. And just, like I said, just a temporary fix. But I tell you what, not bad. Can't complain for about, I don't know, 2 minutes worth of work. Not too bad. I bought some headlights on eBay. They absolutely suck. I've bought tons of headlights for tons of my vehicles off eBay. Just cheap eBay headlights. I mean, they're always pretty cheaply made, but I've never really had too big of issues with any of them. I don't know if it's just because this car is supposed to have the 2-piece headlights and I went with the 1-piece or what, but they don't line up worth of crap. They don't fit in there very good. The actual pins that go through that you're supposed to be able to like adjust, you know, your height on your headlights, they don't even stay in the actual headlights, so they serve no purpose. Like, they will not hold the headlight in. So I've got this piece of rubber jammed in here because the bottom pin on this headlight doesn't grab at all, so the headlight would just flop around. So the top pins grab. So I just jammed this piece of rubber in here, and now that headlight's nice and sturdy. Kind of ghetto, but this one didn't seem to do too bad. It's in there and held in, but again, it's not lined up at all. There's a big old gap down here, but whatever. I'm not trying to make it a show car, so as long as it has functioning headlights, and the smoked ones look a little bit better than the nasty white ones that were on it. Oh, clutch cable. That was a big thing. Here's my old one. So, when I bought it, this guy told me it had like a heavy clutch in it. And I believe him because even with the new cable, you know, it's still fairly heavy. But this is my old clutch cable. Maybe it's original. I doubt it, but I don't know. But I tried I was going to oil it. I was going to see if I could just oil it, you know, run some oil down inside of it, see if it'd make it a little bit better. Well, you need to work the cable back and forth in order to oil it, and you can pull on this as hard as you want. Oh, there we go. And that's as hard as it. I'm actually really surprised that it moved there. I don't. Okay, sorry about that. I got a phone call right there in the middle of that. Anyway, I was talking about that clutch cable over there. I couldn't even get it to move. Like when I was trying to oil it, I could not get that clutch cable to budge at all. I could not get it to move. So I ordered a new, just like a factory replacement, a Stita cable, I think is what it was. But I keep having to adjust the thing. Like I know they're gonna stretch, but man, it just seems like every single time I drive it, like if I just baby it around, it's fine. But if I try and drive it hard at all, it seems like the clutch gets out of whack, which is really annoying because I'm tired of. I didn't order a cable with the firewall adjuster, which I guess maybe I should have, but I keep having to jack the car up, crawl underneath, and adjust it at the fork on the transmission. Which, I mean, I guess it is what it is, but I also yanked out this. Obviously someone had just cut a board for the trunk. I don't really plan on ever using the trunk, so I pulled that out because it flopped around all over the place anyway, so figured having it like this wouldn't be too bad. Plus I wouldn't mind lightening it up a little bit, not that that weighs much, but I'm thinking about pulling these back seats out because I remember back when I was in high school, my buddy had an SN95, and getting in that back seat was a nightmare. And it's tiny. What good is this? Like a child could fit back there, but that's about it. But I wouldn't mind changing the seats out too, because this one's all torn up. But I'm trying to think. I think that's really about it for stuff that I've done. I did headlights, clutch cable, fixed the mirror, tried to fix the clock. Oh, I fixed the blower or whatever. Pretty common problem with these cars. When you flip it to vent or defrost or whatever, it always is coming out of the defrost. Well, broken vacuum line. It was pretty easy. I didn't replace the vacuum line. I just threw some heat shrink over it and heated it up, and now it blows out of the vents like it should. So that's pretty cool. Like I said, the cruise control works now, which is super cool. I drove it to work the other day, which is about 45-50 minute drive to work and back. Made it there, no problem, not a single issue. I do want to get like a pillar gauge or something for this thing because, dang it, stupid flies. I don't trust the coolant gauge at all. Some days it seems like it works, like maybe it's fairly accurate, and then others, I mean, look at it, it's resting there when I feel like it should be off. Maybe not, I don't know, but excuse me. And then the oil pressure gauge doesn't work at all. So I'd like to know that I have oil pressure when I'm driving. So I think I'm gonna order one of them pillar gauges, and I'll just get a coolant temp and an oil pressure gauge to put there, and then just not even worry about those. Because I'm pretty sure the voltage one works perfect, and the fuel gauge works pretty good as far as I know. I do know that the speedometer's a little bit off. I had some people following me the other day on the interstate, and according to this car I was going 80, but according to them we were going 75, so speedometer is a little bit off. I am gonna get just a normal radio, nothing stupid, nothing crazy. And then I want to take the stock CD player out, and I was thinking about putting just maybe some toggle switches there, like a panel with some toggle switches there. Because I know right now the car is wired so that the fan turns on right as you turn the key on, which like isn't a big deal. But I was thinking about just putting that on a switch. I think it'd be better. I want to put an aluminum radiator in this car too. They're not too expensive. I think like $250 will get you an aluminum radiator with an aluminum shroud and a couple electric fans. which would be pretty neat. I think it'd run a lot cooler. This thing seems like, I mean, granted there's no, whatever you want to call it, the plastic cover that goes here, the radiator cover or whatever. That's not on there, but every time I pop this hood after I drive it, it's so freaking hot right here. Like the prop rod and everything, like burns your hand trying to lift it up. So I feel like the car's running a little hot. Again, another reason why I want to get a coolant temp gauge so that I know if the car's hot. But I've been looking around at some intake manifolds. I've been looking around, thought about getting maybe like a trick flow intake manifold. Again, I really don't know. I'm still pretty new to all this, so I don't know what all you can do. I know trick flow, like these, the elbow is like built into it. I don't think that that comes off. I could be wrong, but I don't think that elbow, I think that elbow is part of that intake. And I know the trick flows, they kind of cut off right there and they're just squared off. They don't curve out. So like I don't know if you can put the throttle body directly on and have it go this way, and then you'd have to get some new piping to run an intake. I'm not too sure yet. I don't really know. So if anybody does, some information would be greatly appreciated. I haven't fixed the AC yet. I've checked all the fuses and stuff. I've checked the low pressure switch. So the only thing I can think is it's either that relay that's in the front wheel well that runs like the fuel pump and the AC and whatever else, or it's the compressor itself, which sucks because that relay is like 120 to 140 bucks new, and the pump's like 140 bucks new. So like, and then I'd have to like get it recharged, and I might even have like bad line, like I don't know if it even leaks, like I don't know if it's really worth the money to me to have AC in this car. So thinking about deleting the AC on it, and the smog pump. Smog pump's still down there. It's not hooked up or nothing. There's no lines, no nothing going to it. It's just literally the belt's turning it. So need to delete that as well. But we did. Hang on, where's my light at? So we can see what's going on here. My buddy and I yesterday, just a little quick fix, nothing permanent at the moment. My dad has a car hoist in his shop, as some of you may have seen in my other videos with the trucks. So I need to get it in there to do it, so this is a BBK H pipe here that goes all the way to the shorty headers. And then these are like Flowmaster 40s or 44s, I don't really know. But anyway, they had this chunk welded in, and then right about there where the new piece is, they had like this is 2.5 inch pipe. They had like a 2 inch or a 2 1/4 or something way smaller welded inside, and then just filled the gap all the way around, and then ran it inside of the muffler and did the same thing. And that's retarded. Like, obviously it probably isn't going to kill power that much, but we cut it out and at least put the same size pipe in there, so now it's all the same size pipe at least. But I've been thinking about getting some different mufflers. I know these Flowmasters, they sound pretty good, but they don't flow all that well. So, but that's another thing that we did. That was pretty simple. Did that the other day. I'll shut this off. I think that's about it, though. It's a work in progress. Again, it's not ever going to be a show car, but man, I sure love to just take it out and tear it up. It's so much fun. I know it's not really like an old muscle car, but I'm only 23, and it's a 95. And it just, I don't know, to me it just kind of feels raw and old, and like when you drive it, you just smell like gas and exhaust, and like, I don't know, it's It's just cool, man. It's just super fun. Super fun. And when that clutch cable's adjusted right, this thing is so fun to shift. And I don't know if I was just used to driving it with that really screwed up clutch. Everyone says these things have super heavy clutches in them, and this one's got like a heavy clutch in it, but I think it's just because I literally was driving it around with that, and it literally wouldn't hardly move. Like sometimes I'd have to like pull against the steering wheel to push the pedal down. And now it's super easy. But my buddy drove it the other day, and he was like, "Oh man, this thing's stiff." But I don't think it's too bad. The exhaust tips are a little off. That kind of bugs me a little bit. This one's a lot further out. We tried to adjust that when we were putting them new chunks of pipe in, but somehow this one's still out a little further than that one. Small things bother me. But anyway, I guess that'll probably about wrap this up. I don't really know what... like I said, I'm in the process of looking for an intake. I found a couple. I've offered some guys some money for a couple of these different ones, and I'm just trying to decide what I want to do yet. I don't really know. It's kind of ridiculous what they go for. I mean, you can buy a brand new trick flow for like $750 with the upper and the lower, but I mean, then you gotta get some kind of an elbow or whatever you need to run that throttle body like straight out, and then you're gonna need injectors unless you reuse, you know, your injectors on here, which I have no clue what kind of injectors this thing's got in it. Or used, they still go for about the same price. Like used, like you can only find them for like $600, $650. And like I just don't really know. Like I have a 2014 F-150, and I can buy a brand new Boss 302 intake manifold for that truck for like $600. Like why would I spend that on a used trick flow intake for this turd? I don't know. Just seems kind of crazy to me, but anyway, guys, I think that's gonna about do it for this video. I don't know exactly what else I'm gonna do yet, but there's definitely gonna be more. I'm gonna get some driving videos here soon. It's pouring rain right now, and today's like my only day off. So if it wasn't raining, I'd go take it out, but this thing doesn't get any traction when it's dry out, so I don't even really want to mess with it out in the rain. It would be no fun at all. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy. If you guys have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear about it. Maybe you guys could give me some ideas, things to do, send me some links to stuff, whatnot. I'm gonna keep having fun with it. I love this little thing. It may be ugly, but I did get a couple people pretty surprised at how cheap I got it, which I will say I do think I got a pretty good deal on it. Like I said, it's a little beat up, but it's not too bad for me anyway. Speaking of that, if there's anybody that watches this video that has like maybe one of these that's a parts car or anything, I need a driver's seat belt. And I haven't been able to find one around here, and I really don't want to order. The only way to order new ones is if you order like aftermarket new ones and you have to replace them both. And there's nothing wrong with the one on that side, but this is super unsafe. I don't even know how you do that, but this thing is totally shredded. So if there's anybody that watches this video that has an extra driver's side seatbelt or knows where I can get one, again, I would greatly appreciate that. That would be awesome. But definitely going to be some more videos coming soon. I do plan on taking this thing to my local track and running it. Like I said, I don't expect anything great. I have never in my life taken a car down a drag strip, but I'm going to do my best. I've heard bone stock, these things do anywhere from 14.5 to like 15.1 in the quarter mile. And then with similar mods to what this car has, you know, you can do low 14s, maybe even if you're really good at driving like a really high 13, which would be awesome, because I would love to. And then maybe even get a nitrous kit or something on it soon. But we'll progress through, see what it runs, and do some changes, maybe lighten some stuff up. But anyway, I do appreciate everybody watching. Hope you guys enjoy. If you like the video, give it a like. Please subscribe for more. And I will catch you guys in the next one.